Then we have some of our basic compressors we were looking at before, the Compressor Bank CB101 by McDSP, the R compressor by Waves, the FabFilter Pro C. This is pretty much the same as the others. Control wise, has a knee switch, and then instead of a mix knob, it's got separate wet and dry levels. Um, then we have our H compressor by Waves. This one's pretty cool. It has some extra features. It has our mix knob, has the ratio, our threshold. Punch is probably knee, and then we have our attack. But with the release, this is really cool. This is great for electronic music when you want the compressor to respond in tempo. Let's say if you're doing some heavy pumping, kind of sidechain effects, you can go to the BPM, and it actually divides. Instead of milliseconds, it goes by note. So you have 64th note up to 2 bars in length. So there's a 16th note, going to 8th notes, quarter notes, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. You can actually have the release as a musical note length, which is pretty cool. Also has mid-side mode. And here's an old classic, one of the first third-party plugins Pro Tools ever had, the Focusrite D3. We have your input, output, and then these are just kind of bonuses because you do have your threshold, ratio, attack, and release. And it also has an added limiter, which is just a ceiling limiter. So it starts up at 0, and you just start to pull it down. And once you set this, nothing will get above that level. Let's see what else. Kramer Pi compressor. This is one of those compressors that's, again, kind of limiting in features. You got your threshold, your makeup gain, your ratio is adjustable. Your attack is not adjustable, but you do have a decay, which is the same thing as a release. So you kind of don't have every feature, but you got some, and it's kind of a quirky, cool compressor. Then here's some multi-bands. We have the Waves C4, and I'm going to come back to multi-bands. Lots of different multi-band compressors out there. C6, here's a McDSP one. Lin multi-band by Waves. The UAD Precision multi-band. And then our Pro MB by FabFilter, which is another great multi-band compressor. Then here's some simple compressors. This is the Waves R compressor. So you have gain, which there's no, you can't add any gain, but you can take away. And the reason for that is because the compressor has auto makeup. So the more you compress, it actually starts to turn the output up louder. So you can make up for that by turning it down. And that's it for the compressor. Over here we have a gate. So a lot of people, in their mixes, they'll throw this on a vocal, and they'll gate out, the noises of the headphone bleed, and then compress it a little bit. Really simple. The attack, the release, the ratio, it's all done for you. So especially if you're starting out, or you just want something simple where you can just set the compression amount and move on. That's a great compressor. Renaissance Axe is kind of similar, except it does give you an attack, but it does have the threshold, which it does make up the gain automatically. So you have a gain that you can reduce over here. Really, one of my favorite compressors for synths. It's really cool, really fast response. Then we have a kind of our channel strips, which have compressors built into them. Here's the Waves SSL E series. So we have our filters and our EQ. And then over here we have our dynamic section. So we got 3 knobs for our compressor. Threshold, ratio, which they call compress, and then release. Now there's 2 set attacks. There's slow and fast, which you just have by choice by this switch here. So you don't have a knob for the attack; you just have a switch, and the fast attack is really fast. But the release, you do get to adjust between between 0.1 and 4 seconds. And that's a really cool compressor, really good for drums, really hard knee sounding. Here's the UAD version of the SSL Waves. It's the same thing, same 3 knobs, same features.